Let's get into New York session. Okay, I'm gonna quick fire through Euro JPY because we do have an active trade on Euro USD, which looks kind of good in my opinion. And so we do have Euro JPY internal breakout structure. We had the change of character signaling the pullback a begin here, and now we are within this 4-hour testing this. Maybe we get a reaction, maybe we don't. And so on the M15 we are bearish, right, coming into this 4-hour zone right here, and internally we are bearish as well. If we do get a break of this high, we could see it go higher like this to facilitate the 15-minute pullback and to facilitate a reaction from this zone. But for now, you're basically waiting. Will the zone have more reaction or will it break? Is basically what we're looking at now. And then we have Euro USD, which is a whole lot better and basically doing what I covered in the EOD from yesterday. Okay, just touching on the M15. Like I said last night, we got a break of structure. I was waiting for it to pull back into here without any specific place to give priority to look at, but we did come into this 1-hour inside bar here also, which is good, right? 1-hour inside bar, not okay, 1-hour inside bar, but I was not too picky on where it does come into here because there's it's very iffy on the M15 and looking for a specific turning point can be hard. So instead, what do? Coming into London, it pushed up. Okay, I saw the push up. I'm not looking for sales as of yet. I'm patient. And then we finally have a break of what is structure right here, and it's not a sweep like this. At least we did get this candle closing below, which is a valid break. We get the valid break there, and then we're waiting for it to pull back into a area of value. The first area could have been this right here, M15, which I am willing to bet, yeah, basically got swept by the first candle like it was nothing, right? So this is invalidated, and then we have liquidity right here. And then we have liquidity 50-minute LQ. 50-minute liquidity gets swept into this POI, which makes it a higher probability POI, right? With the break of structure here, it facilitated the break. It's the reaction from this 1 hour as well, so we do expect something in here, and we do get a reaction. And then moving on to the M5 is where we get the entry model, and we take the order right there, and so it is running in profit as of now, but we'll wait and see what happens. If we do end up sweeping higher, right, if it does end up failing, which it could, seeing as though it left equal highs here, chances that they could get swept, and then we get the move. But if we do, let's say, move from here and up, we would still most likely wait, right? But we would still most likely wait for something like another chalk, right, and then look for the move, because my expectation is still higher probability for sales, right, to continue the overall swing pullback, right, after we got this. As you it's also so easy to see where it's the same thing over and over. You're just following the frame of structure, right? Because you come into this for POI, it starts to sell, you sweep, good, a good zone, like a good place here where you would have had this POI in there. You sweep that. Okay, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, as I was saying, this here, what you have here, like what I would expect to happen, is the very same thing that's happening here. Is the very same thing happening here, where you would have it move down a little bit, moves up, sweeps, and then comes into here. And then once it comes into here, you basically look for the same thing, which is this move down, move up, and then it breaks there, comes back in. You look for that. It's like the same. You're basically looking for the same thing over and over, but just more refined here because you want to sell. This one is the bigger picture. This is the smaller picture where, but you're basically looking for this. This is the move, your higher probability move. And then GBP/USD, same thing. You're looking for basically the same thing. If you were to draw this, right, so move up, move down, move up, and then once you sweep that, you look for the move in and then the move out, right? It's basically the same pattern again. But as of now, for this, we probably want to wait for a break of this low here, right? I want to see it break, come down, break this low, and then come back into a good POI, and then look for the sells. If it doesn't form something over here where maybe it comes into the 1 hour here like that, and then you get the very same pattern, and then look for the sells. But then again, I'm still looking for sells. USD CAD, same thing, basically just 4 hour comes in here, 15-minute comes in here, and then I'm looking for the buyers. This is from yesterday, right? Looking for the reaction off of this, and then look to come into somewhere here and look for buyers, and that's still what I am looking to play for now. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Peace. See you at the EOD.
Moment of silence.
Fuck, doing it again. Another day, another day, another day, another dollar. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, that's the end of the day, and we get into EJ as per usual. EJ first as per usual. Pull back in what? I can't remember what it was during New York, but we pushed down heavily. Actually, I do remember. We pushed down heavily, and then we are within this inside bar here. And yeah, just waiting for more development. At some point, we would like to obviously start looking for buyers, but we are not in a rush for that, right? We let the market develop as it would like to develop. For London, we would have been waiting for a break of what formed as this internal structure here. We did not get that. Instead, we got more of a sell-off into here, and that's where we are at this present moment. So we'll check back in tomorrow and see what kind of development we have, but in the back of minds, we would like to play this 15-minute pullback, right? For mitigation, maybe get the 15-minute pullback as well, and we might see the start of the 4-hour swing as well. So EJ might look good for buys in the near future. We're just gonna be a little bit patient with that and see what happens. Then we have Euro USD. We have the picture perfect trade in there. I pretty much explained this trade in the New York part of the video, so I don't think a recap is necessary. I don't think it's necessary because I pretty much explained my thought process for it, right? And yeah, so nice winner, easy, nothing complicated. And in terms of going forward, I am still likely to look for sells, right? As we did have a pass, we had a pullback into this 4 hour here, reaction from there. My expectation is still for the 4 hour to pull back deeper. All this might be the new leg of swing, right? This might end up forming a new leg of swing into, let's say, this 4 hour POI much lower. And so this should actually read bearish up here. Should actually read bearish. So on the 4 hour, my expectation is for sells, right? And I expressed that through the M15 with this internal break, which aligns with the 50-minute swing sells, and my expectations are still for this to move lower. So going into tomorrow, we would still be looking for another break of an internal low, and then just basically keep following this the entire time, where we could have it go lower, come back in, we try and follow it down, whether it's a pattern like this again or whatever. But point is, we're just looking for it to come down, come in, and then on the bigger picture we're looking for it to go lower like that. And then GU is also doing what I expected it to do, which is we had this 50-minute POI mitigation, right? Okay, first let's look at the bigger picture. On the bigger picture, the swing is bullish, right? But we understand that the swing can switch bullish to facilitate the 4 hour, right? The swing can switch bullish, like M50-minute swing would be that, right? It can switch bullish to facilitate the 4 hour pullback, but then once the 4 hour pullback is done and we expect the 4 hour to push lower, you would then expect the 50-minute to switch bearish again, right? So on the M15, it switched bullish here to facilitate the 4 hour pullback, and then on the internal we switch bearish right there, and then we come pull back into these bearish POIs over here, and then my expectation was for this to at least break, and then we look for sells, right? And if this whole thing was happening within session, then if I can draw this, maybe, don't know why I'm struggling. Within session, I'll be looking for it to hit this POI here, the extreme, which is the only POI left. Then once we come into the POI, we look for the entry model, right, to push down lower. That is my expectations. So we'll see tomorrow during London if we do have, let's say, for example, the market just ranges like this until tomorrow, and then we come into here, preferably with a liquidity sweep, make it as a strong liquidation, and then maybe we'll wait for it to go lower and come in for the confirmation like that. Or if we do, for example, have the same price action coming to here, look to enter because we already had this internal of the internal break here. And then we'll just look for the immediate sales, but we are looking for sales coming into here. And then we'll just see how it looks during London tomorrow. We'll see how it looks during London tomorrow and what opportunities do you have. But basically, we're trying to play the 15-minute swing pullback with the expectation that this swing low is not gonna hold because the 4-hour looks likely to switch bearish. But once we do come in deeper here, I personally would stop looking for buy, not sells, right? Because we could have this strong swing low hold and go up. So once we do come in deeper, maybe stop looking for sells and set our hands for a moment while we wait for confirmation, which is a break of the low, and then we start looking to continue selling. And then on USD CAD, this is pretty much happening, right? This expectation is pretty much this, right? We come into here, we have the reaction. My expectation is for this reaction to hold and this internal structure to continue. Icons. I expect this to continue higher like this. So coming into tomorrow, we'll see how it looks and then play the buys if the opportunity arises. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oops.